I'm a hoarder. So I've done a couple videos in the past talking about my game collection. In fact, I did one earlier this year, so if you guys would like to check that out, feel free to hit that link in the description below. But I've never really done a video talking about my random other gaming stuff, you know, boxes, accessories, controllers, things like that. Now that I've moved into my own place, I don't really have as much room to display things as before. Not as much shelf space as in the old room, but that has allowed for the rise of the closet of stuff. So today I kind of just want to do a little tour of the closet of stuff, go over the things that we have in here, kind of just show you around the various other gaming accessories, collectibles, boxes, whatnot, all the other stuff that I have in my collection that isn't really on display or talked about a whole lot. First up are boxes. I've been keeping most that come my way pretty much since 2017 or so. I always try to keep a couple console boxes on display. It tends to look kind of good on the shelf. And these are the ones I have. Most of these are the original boxes from my original systems. We've got the PS5 box, the PSVR 2 box, the Switch box. All of these are for my original systems and could be in better condition, frankly. The Switch box has this little like puncture on the top. I don't know how it got that, but for the most part is in pretty decent condition. You know, slight wear on the corners, but for the most part pretty solid. Same cannot really be said for the PS5 boxes. I hate how Sony does like this, like, I don't know, cheap, like thin outer cover on their boxes. And it tears really, really easily. As you can see, that tore in my unboxing video for the PS5. And my PSVR 2 is just even worse off. It's all, yeah. Still, these are decently cool boxes to have on display. The other one I have is this Xbox 360 box for I guess an original model Xbox 360. I had this one on display for quite a while. You can see it in the background of a lot of my older game collection vlogs, and I'll talk a little more on it later, but as you can see, it's not in the best condition, but I mean, it's pretty solid given how old this thing is. This is not for my original Xbox 360, so that's why I'll get into it a little more later. I've also got boxes for various other PC components here, some of which you may recognize from various videos. I've got my the cheap gaming headset from the last episode of Dr. Dray that I just did. Headphones, graphics card, both from my more recent PC building vlog, as well as my microphone box from that unboxing vlog that I did a couple years ago. And then various other boxes like my mouse pad, which I kept for some reason, my personal laptop, a Lenovo Yoga, as well as my latest pair of headphones, the Sennheiser Momentum 4s. Very nice. I don't really display these quite as heavy. They're primarily just in case I guess I need to get rid of one of these components. That way I can at least sell it or donate it or have the box to send with whatever I'm getting rid of. It's kind of cool to have like these little boxes and trinkets for display, I guess, but when my parents and siblings say I have a problem with game collecting and they point to the empty mouse pad box, it's kind of hard not to see their point. And primarily rounding out my boxed collection, we have some mostly complete in box game accessories. We have DJ Hero 2, which aside from not having the game is otherwise complete in box. It's got the I don't know, scratch table thing, I don't know what that's called, what it's considered, but we got that, we got the microphone, we got all the original packaging in there. So all I really need is that copy of DJ Hero 2 with the whatever the Walmart bundle is. This just always stuck out to me during the big Guitar Hero rock band craze as one of like the weirder games they made, but I mean, I guess it was a thing. People bought it for some reason. Also got my mostly complete in box copy of Wii Fit featuring a very damaged looking box and a balance board in there. I would have the game in here, but that is currently on display on the shelf. I actually played a lot of Wii Fit Plus back in the day. I always felt that it was one of the more underrated Wii series games. It was, I guess, primarily cast off just for being a fitness game when in reality I actually thought it was a lot of fun. Some of the mini games that it had in there were fantastic. Again, box could be in a lot better condition, but for the most part, it's complete in box. I'm not going to complain too much. I've also got this 8-bit do mobile gaming clip for Xbox controllers. I bought this back before I went to Germany. Basically, if you've got Game Pass Ultimate, you can clip this onto your controller and then put your phone in the other end, and that's a way of playing Xbox games on your phone through cloud gaming. It was primarily how I intended to play video games while I was abroad, and then I realized I could just play on my laptop instead, so this is mostly a useless purchase for me. But it is just kind of weird to think about how this product came about, the awkward combination of cloud gaming with console gaming and mobile gaming. It's just this awkward, hybrid product of those three otherwise completely different fields. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird little thing, but I mean, it does work. It does the job. And of all third-party companies to buy an accessory from, I mean, 8-bit do, they're definitely one of the better ones. And we have this Golden Tee plug and play. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in the 2000s, back when plug and plays were absolutely massive. And this was one of the plug and plays I had, the Golden Tee one. This isn't the exact one I had. I picked this up a couple months ago, but it still brings about nostalgia like the original one. I think it's just the sound effects, the menu music, things like that that really do it for me for this. It's not anything fancy. It's not anything super nice that you must try, but every time I'm feeling a little nostalgic or I want to get that nostalgic bug, this is what does it for me. Spare consoles are something I also happen to have a couple of, and this is where we get to go back to that Xbox from earlier. Someone was moving out of their house and was trying to get rid of this thing, so that's how I picked this console up. It's as you can see, it is a fat model Xbox 360, specifically a Jasper motherboard, which is one of the more reliable models of fat Xbox 360, and it's actually in pretty solid condition. No major staining on it, no major scratches on the back, and the front flaps are, still here and mostly working. The box also came with a few random other things. We got a couple of hard drives for it, random packing materials and whatnot, this play and charge cable, and also a media remote, which was full of battery corrosion, so I unfortunately had to chuck that. Now, back when I plugged it in all those years ago, it threw a red ring error code, so I assumed the console was dead and didn't really look further into it. Now, I came back to it a couple months ago and realized that the error code was just for a bad hard drive. So it works when it doesn't have a hard drive on it, but throws the error code when either one of these hard drives are put onto it. I don't know if I just have two bad hard drives or if the console can't read hard drives anymore. Either way, it's subpar, but I mean, other than that, I don't know. Console's in pretty decent condition. I just need to test it a little bit further. And the other one I have is a spare Wii, which actually picked this up at Staples. Basically, I used to work at the Staples in town, and they have a thing where you can recycle your old tech, and every now and then people would come and try to recycle old gaming hardware and stuff like that. Including this Wii. So I picked it out of the tech recycling bin, decided to give it a look over and test it out at home, and sure enough, not only did it work, but it had a game inside, and it even had Homebrew channel on it. There's no SD card, so there's nothing to actually go on the Homebrew channel, but my original Wii does not have a Homebrew channel on it, so that honestly is a major win for me. Third-party controllers are something I also have quite a few of. I'm actually planning on doing a video on these sometime in the near future, but as you can see, we've just got a wide array of random third-party controllers ranging from really crappy to somewhat tolerable. I generally try to avoid them now, but back in the day, third-party controllers, they were kind of just a way of life. You had to pick up something so your friends could play your consoles with you, and, third-party controllers, they're pretty good if you're a 12-year-old and you have no money. Afterglow is obviously a pretty big brand. We've also got crappy companies like PowerA, who I have a bit of a history with. We got your Nikos, we got your Rock Candies. We've even got a few of these random unmarked third-party controllers that look like they're first-party aside from missing the logo and just not feeling right at all. A joystick for some console. I'm sure someone will let me know down in the comments. And we even have this complete in box Amazon controller. But again, more on these in the future because, well, as you can see, some of them really do have a lot of character. We've got this tub of Wii stuff. This dates from back in the day when my parents used to love to repurpose old containers to just hold things in. And to this day, I have still kept pretty much all of my Wii accessories and add-ons and whatnot in this one giant container. Controllers, nunchucks, jackets. I've tried to bag most things to keep them relatively organized. So, you know, for the most part, it's a pretty organized container. I've got, you know, things like even my old Rock Band stuff, a GameCube controller that doesn't work anymore, you know, nunchucks, random things like that. All the things I kept in this container. It definitely makes organizing things a little bit easier, you know. Whenever someone comes over and you want to bust out the Wii, you don't have to go rummaging through various bins for the Wii wheels and the cords and batteries and whatnot. I can just bust out the tub. We've got a few other just random assorted gaming accessories. You know, my original Kinect system, which is very dusty, which shows exactly how much I have used it in the past 3 years. Skylanders Giants Portal with the few figurines that I got with my starter kit way back in the day. My original Switch dock, which stopped working a couple months ago, so I now have one from GameStop, which is surprisingly decent, to be honest. And speaking of GameStop, we also have this universal dance pad compatible with PS2, GameCube, and original Xbox, intended for use with Dance Dance Revolution games, but I have confirmed it does work with Sega GT 2002. Excellent news. But I have one undisputed crown jewel of my accessories collection, and it was something I've been wanting for a while before I got it. Without going into too much detail, I am very fortunate, and my wallet is very unfortunate, that I work at a job that gives me pretty easy access to a lot of gaming consoles and games and accessories for relatively affordable prices. And it is through that job that I managed to acquire this. A 3D TV for the PlayStation 3, complete with glasses. The glasses do need their battery replaced, but they still come in this PS branded felt bag, and they're not cosmetically damaged or anything, so that is a huge win. The TV does work, I have tested it, so that is great news for me. I'm not going to go into too much detail on everything it can do because I'd rather save that for a video someday, but I do recommend looking into it because it could do some pretty gnarly stuff. But yeah, that's really all I have to show you guys. So, thank you for watching, much appreciated, and if anything, I hope this display of poor spending habits has encouraged you to make better life decisions. Or not.